Forgot about this spawn. This is another big red spawn. There's a lot of spawns in this general area. So what you could do at this spawn is, if you wanted to, you could go back and loot Big Red and loot the trailers, just like the previous video. You can go back and loot all that if you want. But from here, personally, I would probably go back here and loot this, but there's a good chance you're going to run into players. But I'm going to just show you, let's just say you need to go to dorms, because I want to go to dorms and show you some stuff. And for the most part, early on in the what, most people don't rush dorms early what. But be careful of scavs, obviously. And always be careful, there is a player spawn right back here, so they might, what I like to do is, when I spawn over here, is I run right to here and I watch across and try to pick players off as they come across that bridge. But what I would do here is, especially if you don't have like a specific task and you're just trying to like look for your kill scavs and maybe find your gas analyzer so you have them for later on, or just trying to get loot in general, I would probably push dorms from this spawn. Because I'm going to be honest with you, early on, a lot of people don't go to dorms because they... So I would probably just push dorms here. Because you need keys, right? Like, the biggest thing is there's keys in here that you need later on, and there's a lot of coats to loot. And coats are a big spot where you find keys. So, and filing cabinets too. But so what I would do is just get here. Obviously take your time. I'm just running for time purposes, but take your time. Always open the door, just take a peek. I don't see nothing. I'm gonna close the door and push in here. I'm gonna stop and listen. See if I hear anything. Yeah, I hear a scav creeping. Okay. I don't hear anything else now. So then come in here. Be careful of this window. But there's 2 coats here. Loot those. Oops. There's a coat in here. There are 2 coats in here. There's filing cabinets in here you can loot. Alright, make sure there's nothing up the steps. Come down through here. There's a chance for a gas analyzer to spawn here, so always check that. And then down here in this room, there's more filing cabinet. Now, right here, players can jump through this window. So if you hear jumping, there's a good chance they're coming through that window. Also, too, players can see right through that window. So you might be standing here thinking, oh man, I'm safe here. No, they can see you. Their head's just tall enough to see over that ledge there. Also, too, right in here, players, you can jump through this window too, from the outside in. So also, if you hear jumping, that could very well be a player trying to come in. Alright, so then what we'd want to do is we want to get upstairs. Because what we want to try and do is check all the coat pockets that we can. You want to try and find your keys. Because there's a lot of keys you need later on that you can't buy until you hit the flea market. So you want to try and find them before you get to that point. Because you don't want to have to wait to do a quest. So just take your time clearing. I like to always clear the steps all the way up before I start clearing floors. And then what you want to do is peek this way first. Alright? Check, see if there's anybody down here, but just do it quick. Because if you peek from right here, real quick. They can't really see you from down there, right? So you can peek this just a little bit, just real quick. Give it a quick peek and then back in. Is they're not going to be able to see you because of this in the way. You peek that. Okay, nobody's down there. Turn. Give this a peek. See if you hear anything. Wing out. Okay, it's clear. But before I would even push down there to do anything, I would definitely just sweep this whole area, make sure it's clear. Nothing. Check down here. Clear. So down here, there's 2 coats on the ground that you can loot. I would check those. 220 is a quest room you're gonna need later on. I'll mark the quest. I'll put a stamp down underneath for the key and so you need the 220 key to turn in. You actually have to find it, or you have to buy it off the flea if you get to 15 before you get it. But you need the 220 key, turn it in for the quest, complete the quest, and it gives you the 220 key, and then you got to come back here and grab 2 items out of it. And then down here, there's room 214. That's a safe room that's just got a safe in it. Good loot. If you find that key, keep it. Then there's a weapon crate spawn here. Weapon crate, food spawn right here. Take your time, always listen for scavs. And then in here, in this coat, it's a guaranteed spawn. The machinery key. Grab it. If you make it here, even before you have the quest, just grab it, put it in your butt. It's got 1 use. Get that key as soon as you can, you're gonna need it. Right here, 203, another quest room. I'll mark it down on the bottom, let you know what quest it is. You find a 203 key, keep it. You're gonna need it. 204, safe room key. Find it, keep it. And then if you want, you can check all the rooms. I don't think there's much in any of the rooms down here. Then you go up to 3. There's not really much up here either, as far as loot goes. But right here's 303. That's for the Golden Zippo quest. You're gonna need that key if you find it. Keep that one as well. But if you want to just go through all the rooms and check, go for it. There's not a whole lot of loot in dorms besides like the safe rooms. But I just found out today that there's not that room, this room. Yeah, there's 2 coats in here. I didn't know that, so you can loot those coats too. And then this is marked room, which I do have the key for, just for shits and giggles. Imagine if I had a card in there. But yeah, this is marked room. Expensive key, but you do need this key eventually because you gotta, one of the quests that I have right now, you have to plant, and I'm pretty sure it's like cultist part 2 or something. You have to plant the marker in there on all the marked locations, the one on customs, the one on woods, or the 2 on woods, and then the 1 on shoreline. Okay, so now we're pretty much done in 3. What I would do now is, if you want to, you can go check 2-story dorms. It's up to you. You don't have to. I'm just going to go through it real quick just to kind of show you what loot's in there. And there's a car right here. This is where the car extract would be. You need rubles to do it. But if it's there and you put the rubles in, you got to wait, I think, 50 seconds. And then the car leaves. Make sure you're by the car before the timer runs up, because it will leave without your ass. But so once you put the money in, you hit your double tap 0, it pulls that up. It'll show you the timer up there, and it'll be counting down from, maybe it is 60 seconds. Either way, it'll be counting down. Just make sure you're by the car before it hits 0. Otherwise, it will leave without you. It'll be gone. And it does give you scav rep for using the car, so that's also a good thing too. But then I would sneak through here, like I said before, try not to hit bushes. The door's open because there's players, probably AI scavs creeping around in there. But I would come up this way, be careful, and a lot of players like to loot this early on. But come through here. All these rooms on the left-hand side have stuff in them. There's usually a duffel bag in there to loot. And then in here, you got 2 weapon crates. Got a duffel bag, loose loot spawn. And then over here, you got two cokes. Obviously, you got scavs. If you find a 206 key, save it. Another quest. I think that's Aquarius is the name of the quest. Got to go in there and locate the water. Filing cabinets, if you want to go through the barbed wire, you can go in there and loot those. More filing cabinets, loot those. And that's pretty much it. I would just work your way downstairs from that point on. Always just be cautious and listening. Guard shack. If you find a guard desk key, keep it. There's not a bad little room to loot. Got 2 grenade cases, a weapon case, and then there's a chance weapons can spawn on the gun rack. 104 has, I think there's a jacket and a bag in there, or 2 jackets, and then 105's got a safe in it. Weapon crate, weapon case spawn right there. Dead scav in here to loot. Bag spawn, 2 coats, loot those. These 2 rooms back here are locked. They're both safe rooms, but 114 you need for a task, so if you find a 114 key, keep it. 110, just a safe room, there's no task there, but it doesn't hurt to have a key. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you where you use the machinery key, just so you know. But normally what I would do is if I was going to leave here, I would probably jump out this window like this. And then climb out the back here. And then head this way. But since I have the key and we're here, I want to go show you the machinery. Where the golden pocket, or where the pocket watch is, just so you know. So when you have that quest and you get your machinery key, you want to make your way over here to construction. Watch out for sniper scavs. See him sitting up there? See if we can smoke these. Then what you want to do is make your way over here. I showed you the stash in that last video clip in here. Pretty sure you can loot it from out here if you want. I'm not sure. Maybe if your gun's long enough to pick up the search thing. So that's what you want to look for when you're looking for the golden Zippo. This one we call Skelly, and then that one we just call Construction. But that's the building you want to look for, because the tanker is right near that building. Damn scavs. Be careful coming through here too, because if you don't have rain, it's hard to know, but see that gun right there? That's a GL. And earlier this wipe I actually got killed by a scav. A regular AI scav hopped on it when I was right here and blew my ass away. So just be careful. If you can, just look at it, even though maybe you don't have a red dot or a scope, but just be careful. You know what I mean? Now, even so, let's just say you found that key. Let's just say you found the machinery key, right? and for whatever reason you found it, you got the quest, you finally like, I'm going to get the key, you left dorms and you're coming this way, we'll show you how I would go about, you know, getting this task and getting across the map to extract. So you come over here to this truck. Be careful of scavs. This is a pretty populated area with scavs normally. I remember I got them turned down, but you hop up here, you unlock the door, and then right here on the floor where my muzzle is, there would be a pocket watch. Grab that bad boy. And since we spawned over there, remember, we have to go to this side of the map to extract. Now what I would do from here, since I already know this is clear because I killed that scav, like I said, I always like to peek this corner and watch, just to make sure there's nothing up there, but if you don't have a scope, it's hard to see. Like here, let me pull out my pistol. Well, you can still see. You'd be able to see stuff moving around up there. But just be leery, man, because if them scavs get on that grenade launcher, you might as well just stick your head between your legs and kiss your ass goodbye. Speaking of which, there's scavs right here. A scav. See if we can hip fire if we see him. I didn't see him. So what I would do from here, now that I'm coming back, is I would come through here. Now, hear that damn scav over there. Now be careful. Always clear these. Always clear this corner. Watch out because players can come through that container. You'll probably hear them before they push through. But always come around here and check. Because players like to sit under those steps. I've killed quite a few players sitting under those steps. Come around, peek. Watch the top, watch down here. Because players will just sit up there and not move. So, biggest thing I can say is just don't rush. You have no reason to rush, man. Don't try to race around the map. You're gonna die. Just take your time, clear everything. So then what you want to do is, if you want, I would recommend you try to come up here and at least check. Look right there. There could be sailwhists. That's med spawns right here. I actually found 2 of my sailwhists sitting right here at the same in the same raid. But there's a weapon crate there you can loot. There's actually 2 of them. That I didn't know. And there's a food spawn on the ground because it looks like there's a conditioned milk. That I didn't know either. I don't come up here very often because it's just I don't like risking it. But then there's a technical crate here. You loot that. Found my buddy's hammer in here, so if you want that, you can loot it. There's 2 bag spawns right here, and then there's a food spawn, and then there's a free spawn right here too. So just keep that in mind. So after I check this, would be my ideal way to go from here. Is I want to go see if old gas is up. I'm stuffed, I got my quest done, I want to get out as fast as possible. I'm ready to get out. So I would walk along here. Don't run, because if you run, they can hear you inside Fortress, right? Players will be able to hear you. Just keep checking, make sure you don't see anything running along over there. And then what I like to do is, as soon as I get to this corner right here, run. Because you don't want to be walking along here, because they can be sitting up there and they can hear you running and try to peek you. At least if you're running, maybe by the time they get up here, you're already over. And just be leery to look up there. Not too often do I see players up there, but there is a chance. That's power building, by the way. So then I get over here and I wait. I get my stam back. Now I stop normally and I just listen while my stam's coming back. Okay, I don't hear nothing. My stam's full. I'm going to poke my head up here. Old gas is not up. So I'm probably going to go, son of a bitch, that sucks. Then I might peek over and see if there's any scavs, just to maybe if I need scav kills. And then I'm just going to be like, alright, I didn't hear anything. It sounded clear over here. I'm going to jump over. Now I can show you the power extract if you want to see it, since I don't... Oh, I was so close. So since I forgot, I'm just going to show it to you. Because I already showed you the extract over there. But early wipe, you're not going to use... Early wipe, you're not going to use this extract. Because you're probably not going to have factory key. But if you do happen to find factory key for whatever reason, this is a very nice extract to have. Especially when you're full and you don't want to have to cross the whole map, right? There's a scav out back. Come in here. You flip this lever right here. Okay? Get him. Get him. Got him. That was beautiful. Right in the old dome ski, kid. No wonder Andrew thinks no wonder my buddy thinks I run a red dot on my screen. But trust me, I don't. Spend a lot of time in my hideout, shooting at the targets just for fun. Hip firing, practice. It's the only way you get better. So then you jump over here. You can check all this stuff if you want. Like if there's no dead scavs and that door's still closed and you're coming through here. If you want, loot the van and all that stuff like I showed you in the other video. Or the other clip. But what I would do is if I'm full, I would just keep moving. No sense in risking it. Always just come around here and be cautious because of other players might hear you jump over and they're sitting back here. What I like to do is I like to just sprint through this door and look to my left. Because let's say, most likely you're probably going to hear somebody if they were over here, but if you run through here and look to your left and there is somebody there, boom, you're right to cover. Hopefully you don't die by then, but at least you got cover here and you can peek them, whatever you got to do, throw a nade. And then if there is somebody there, you can run back this way, get down here, you got cover. But very rarely do I run into anybody over here that's just sitting here camping. It's usually me and camping back there. If you go back and watch my videos, not camping, but it just so happened that I got stuck back there. But so you guys know about the stashes back there and the scav. I already showed that. Actually, no, I didn't, because that was in the... Yeah, no, I did. Yeah, that was in my first one. Never mind. Cut that all out. So then what I would do, I'm full, I'm ready to get out. I'm just going to sprint across here. Look to my left, look to my right. Be careful, there may be scavs in here. There may even be players. Just be careful, always watch in there. And then you run down here. Now remember, you can only use this extract if you have the factory exit key. If you don't have it, don't even try it. It's because this door's locked. You sneak through here. Check here, there's a spawn here. Barter spawn. Clear the steps just before you go to open the door in case somebody's sitting here. You don't want them to run down and shoot you while you're opening the door, because you can't shoot while you're unlocking doors. So you unlock this door and run back here.